What's going on, everybody? If you're new around here, my name's Chandler, and this is the Put 'em on a Poster podcast, man. We're gonna be talking basketball, trying to get back into it. It's been a while since I've made a video, and man, yeah, I'm glad to be back. But today we're gonna talk about Damian Lillard getting traded, because wow, wow, I'm still in shock. I thought Damian Lillard for sure was going to Miami. He is not. Damian Lillard's going to Milwaukee. He's going to play with Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this package is a big one. Blazers are loaded right now. So, pretty much, Shams tweeted that Damian Lillard is going to the Bucks, but the Blazers are getting Drew Holiday. They're getting DeAndre Ayton from the Suns. They're getting Toumani Camara and a 2029 first-round pick from the Bucks and a Bucks pick swap. The Suns, who are involved in this trade, this is the part of the three-team deal, they're getting Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. Now, what are my opinions on this trade? I think every team benefited. Crazy enough, I think every single team is benefiting in this trade. Milwaukee's getting their superstar guard to pair alongside Giannis. And Giannis has been having rumors, or there's been rumors about Giannis saying that, oh, Giannis might be leaving, Giannis might be going to the next team if he can't find a contender to come around. And the Bucks are really trying to make him stay and keep around. I mean, you're getting arguably one of the best point guards, probably a top 3 point guard in the league right now, to pair alongside him. That just fits perfectly. You really don't give up a lot. I mean, you give up Drew Holiday and you gave up a couple picks. You gave up Grayson Allen. That's really not bad at all. I mean, that's a pretty good deal if you're the Bucks. I'd take that 10 times out of 10. I would easily take that. That's a great deal for them. The Blazers, they're getting Drew Holiday, which, according to sources, Drew Holiday's already getting flipped or already potentially getting flipped. Portland's not going to keep Drew Holiday. They have no reason to. The only reason they would keep him is to be a mentor for Scoot Henderson, but even then, there's no reason for him to do that. They're just going to reflip him to another championship contender and let Drew Holiday go crazy. I think Drew Holiday would be perfect on a team like the Clippers. The Clippers are already really good defensively, and the Clippers have a bunch of depth. So they could use a point guard. I mean, they have Russell Westbrook. They got him back on a steal of a deal for $4 million. But if you flip Drew Holiday right there to the Clippers don't really have a lot of assets in terms of picks, but they have role players. I mean, you can use people like Norman Powell, Marcus Morris. You can use those people, and you could flip up to get Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday would be the perfect point guard to pair alongside Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, just because they all play the same way. All three of them are two-way lockdowns. These guys will not let a bucket score on them. They will be the best defensive team in the league if they do that. I really think Drew Holiday would be perfect there. But the Blazers also get DeAndre Ayton in this deal. Now, what I think about DeAndre Ayton, I think if DeAndre Ayton actually starts to care more about basketball, I think this is a perfect deal for the Blazers on their side. They really get that center that they could be using. Yusuf Nurkic was never that center that was meant to help them get to the finals, get to the playoffs, anything like that. Yusuf Nurkic was never really that guy. I think DeAndre Ayton's a perfect fit. DeAndre Ayton's still young. I mean, he can still blossom into a superstar. Is it going to take a lot for him to? Yeah. But I still think he's really good. I mean, he's only 25 years old, and he averaged 15 and 10 this past year. He's still a good basketball player. There's no doubt about that. I think that's a really good pickup for him, and I think pairing Scoot and Anthony Simons alongside DeAndre Ayton, that's going to be a really good young core. I really like that. Now, Toumani Camara, I don't really know too much about. I don't know really too much about him. He's a 23-year-old player for the Suns. I think he's more of probably just a throw-in. I mean, he got drafted this past season in the second round. He might have the opportunity to blossom into something, but I really think he's just another throw-in in there. And you get a 2029 Bucks pick, which I think getting that Bucks pick will be pretty nice because that's in the future. If this Dame and Giannis thing doesn't work out, I mean, Giannis can get flipped. Or not Giannis could get flipped. But that first-round pick will be very valuable. I mean, you saw with Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks, the the Mavericks threw a 2029 pick in that Kyrie Irving trade. They had the same idea in mind. It's risky, but if he stays and he still produces, then it's well worth it. It's a great trade, and it's a good piece that might be a high draft pick whenever it comes around to it. I don't know what to expect from this Bucks team, but I think if this Bucks team ends up playing the way that they're supposed to, I think that pick is pretty much going to be, it's going to be a really high draft pick, and it's not going to mean as much as, let's say, for example, if the Bucks ended up being terrible and that pick becomes a really good pick. So I don't know what to come out of that. Well, I guess we'll have to see with that. But Suns get Jusuf Nurkic. Jusuf Nurkic is a pretty good center. He'll become the starter over there. He actually started to shoot the ball a little bit in Portland, which I think will be pretty nice for them. And so now you're going to look at the Suns team. You're going to have Bradley Beal at the 1, Devin Booker at the 2. You'll probably have a mix of Josh Okogie or whoever at the 3. You'll probably have a pretty good variety there. You'll have Kevin Durant at the 4, and then you'll have Jusuf Nurkic at the 5. You get Nasir Little, you get Keon Johnson, you get Grayson Allen. Nasir Little is a pretty solid backup power forward. I think he's going to be pretty nice for him. He was pretty underrated in Portland. He struggled to start his career, but I think he's really kind of got it going now. Grayson Allen, sniper. I mean, he's an amazing shooter. You're going to add that. You need that if you're going to be a really good playoff team. And Grayson Allen actually he's pretty good for what it's worth, and for what his role is, he does a pretty good job in that. And you get Keon Johnson, who's still a young guy. He's still got some potential. He still has the opportunity to move on, or to keep getting better and keep improving. But the winners and losers of this trade, in my opinion, I think the Bucks are a winner. I think every team really is a winner here. And because Milwaukee, I mean, you get one of the best point guards in the league in Damian Lillard. That's obviously, you want to take that anytime. That's a great deal. I mean, who wouldn't want to take Damian Lillard? Who wouldn't want that on their team? I mean, I think that's perfect for them. For the Blazers, you get 2 really solid players and Drew Holiday and DeAndre Ayton. I mean, you get an all-star in Drew Holiday, which with Drew Holiday, you could just flip him right onto the next team and call it a day. And going back to the Bucks really don't lose much in this trade. Yeah, they lose Drew Holiday, they lose defense, and you lose Grayson Allen, who's your starting shooting guard. But other than that, I mean, you really kept your core intact. You didn't lose a lot in this trade. So I think this is a great deal for Milwaukee. I think for the Blazers, you could still get a lot more assets off of Drew Holiday. You get a chance on DeAndre Ayton and Tumani Kamara. And you still get a future Bucks pick that may end up working out for you and may end up being a really high draft pick when it rolls around. And for the Suns, you ultimately just get depth. I mean, you sacrifice a lot of depth to get Kevin Durant. You sacrifice a lot of depth to get Bradley Beal. I mean, they really needed that depth. And I think that's a perfect trade for them in terms of getting depth. I mean, you get a pretty decent center in Jusuf Nurkic, and you get some solid role players in Nasir Little. You get a good shooter in Grayson Allen. And you get a young project in Keon Johnson, who still has the chance to end up progressing and turning into something really nice. Now, in the losers of this trade, it's pretty obvious that Miami is the loser. I mean, they missed out. Damian Lillard is a top 5 point guard in the league, top 3 point guard in the league. And, I mean, they've been the people that have been involved with this trade the entire time, and they didn't take their opportunity and really, I mean, obviously they worked it out, or they tried to work it out, but it just didn't happen, and they're really going to be the ones that hurt from it. They're going to miss out on not having that superstar point guard that they needed, because ultimately in the finals, I mean, they missed out on Tyler Hero for most of their playoff run, but they really didn't get that much shot creation outside of Jimmy Butler. That's just how it is. And Kyle Lowry, I love Kyle Lowry, but Kyle Lowry isn't as good as what he used to be. Tyler Hero's still there, but Tyler Hero really is, I mean, is he going to stay healthy? 1, but 2, can Tyler Hero produce and take that next step? That's the next big thing for him. And I think Miami clearly loses that. You lose the opportunity to add an amazing floor spacer to your team that really could use the spacing. And Miami clearly loses on this one. It's pretty easy to judge that. And I think Damian Lillard's a winner here too. I mean, you want to go to a championship contender, you go to a team that won the title 2 years ago. I think that's pretty damn good when you think about it in the long run. The rumors were before that he might not report to any other team's training camp. Who knows what he's going to do with that? But as long as he does, they're going to be really nice. I think that they have a chance to maybe go get a title this year. It really just depends on health, because Damian Lillard's notorious for starting to get or becoming injury prone a little bit. Giannis has gotten hurt in playoff runs, just freak accidents, but it happens. Injuries are a real thing in basketball. So you have to be careful with that. But ultimately, I think this is a really good deal on all sides. I think that pretty much every single team won this deal, except for the Miami Heat. But if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm really going to start jumping back into content once the NBA season rolls around, but I want to start doing a little bit more stuff just before the NBA season starts to get a little bit back into basketball. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.